I wasn't a writer, I was on the market, so I was a market trader. And I moved next door to somebody who was an aspiring screenwriter who wanted to write for TV. And I never wanted to write. I was expelled from school when I was 14. I didn't read books. I was a market trader. I sold pots and pans. That's kind of what I did. But he started talking to me about writing, and I used to tell him stories for the markets in case he could use it. He suggested I then write a script, just because that's what he was doing. So I did, and I still to this day can't think why. I just thought it would be fun, thought I'd do it for the crack. So I wrote scripts about a market trader, because that's all I knew. I don't know what it looked like, I can't remember, but it was probably just looked like a Word document. I don't think it was set out like a script. And about a year later, he said to me, "Did you ever do that script?" I said, yeah. He said, "There's a drawer somewhere." He said, "We should send it off." So I put it in a brown manila envelope. I wrote BBC London on it, and I posted it off. It got to the equivalent then of the Writersroom now. So I don't know what that, I think it was called the Writers Unit or something. They read it. Bizarrely, EastEnders at that time were going through a period where people doubted their authenticity and saying, "Who's writing this? It doesn't feel like the real East End." They get a script landed on their desk from and somebody told them I was an East End barra boy, but I was born in Southport. I'm a Scouse. My accent is from the markets. So that's how I got my first commission. I think one was Arthur Daley, and I was lucky enough. I was too young to write the original with Dennis Wortman, but they brought it back for 2 series, I think with Gary Webster. So I got to write for Arthur Daley for a couple of episodes, which was joyous. I love that balance, that comedy drama. I love that lighter drama. It's what I watched, it's what I enjoyed watching. And I think my style is that. That's my style. My style is lighter drama. I very rarely do something that you can slash your wrists to, although it is on my bucket list. And then the other character I think is Jack Regan, who's kind of, if you like, the other end of the scale. And I liked the realness and the earthiness and I believed him as a character. I believed that people like him existed, but because I got to write for Arthur Daley, I never got to write for Jack Regan. So in a Blackpool hotel with Matthew Graham and Ashley Farrow, we talked about why couldn't we write for Jack Regan, and we created Life on Mars, which gave us Gene Hunt, which allowed us to write for Jack Regan kind of through the back door. I have a theory, it's kind of therapy. It's kind of like a weird way of working out my own problems in my own life, but I'm not brave enough to do it myself, so I do it through characters and give them the dilemma and give them the problems, and then let the thought process work out how they deal with it, and then I think, yeah, okay, I'll try that. I think this festival is really important. It's really important. I think that writing, if you're a writer, you understand that it's the loneliest job in the world. It's one of the things I used to quote in the keynote speech this morning, which was that, William Goldman in his book Adventures in the Screen Trade said that writing is easy. All you do is stare at a blank sheet of paper until your forehead bleeds. And that's only a writer really understands that. Really understands sitting at your computer with that little cursor going, "Go on then, be clever, be funny, be smart, make me laugh." It's terrible, and it's a very lonely thing. So any opportunity where you can all come together and just share experience. So you can say, just as a human being, "Oh wow, it's not just me. You feel like that too, or you're insecure, or you've just been rejected, or your hopes are the same." And then also get the opportunity to talk to someone who's been through that particular part of the forest, so I can look back over my shoulder and say, no, that's cool. I did that too. It's like, don't worry about it. Life on Mars was turned down. It took me 7 years to get it made. It was turned down by BBC, by ITV, by Channel 4. Everybody turned it down. Everybody turned down Moving Wallpaper. It took me 12 years to get that made. Just hang in there. Just be brave. And I think that for those things, it's vital. I don't know where else you're going to get that. I think the future is it's about opportunity. As long as you don't get sucked into it, if you see it as a way to make some money, if you see it as more customers, if you see it as more home for your work, and therefore everybody wants a bit of this, so you suddenly it's kind of a commercial thing, you're doomed to failure. You'll die in any medium, whatever the delivery platform is. You will not succeed as a writer. If you use it to be extraordinary, if you use it to be innovative, if you think, well, I'm going to find a way, I'm in the moment at the moment, and I haven't found it. I think I may have found it. I'm finding a way to tell a story that can only be told online. So you can't put it wouldn't work on TV, wouldn't work on radio, wouldn't work on film. It could only be done online. I think that's really exciting, and that brings you the same passion, I imagine, as when television was first things. Like all those radio writers going like, wow, I can now do something that wouldn't work on radio, but could only work on TV. Those are the people, those are the smart people that ride the wave and ride it successfully.